Finally, it's coming to a head tomorrow, the EU referendum, a vote which will shape the future of the UK in a significant way. Perhaps if Brexit wins, it could trigger a second Scottish referendum, which could in turn lead to the breakup of the United Kingdom. Obviously, this vote could make or break political careers, but what about we the little people? What if we vote leave? Well, an official Treasury report says we're going to be hit to the tune of 4,300 quid for each UK household if we leave the EU, and 1 in 10 jobs here in the UK is linked to EU exports. According to the HMRC, more than 200,000 British businesses trade with the EU. The Treasury are talking about big spending cuts if we leave Europe to the tune of £36 billion. The Governor of the Bank of England, Mark Carney, is quoted as saying that leaving the EU is the biggest domestic risk to financial stability. Clearly, the establishment is duly concerned. I'm concerned, and I'm sure a lot of British workers of the minimum wage persuasion are concerned. Much of the campaigning on the Leave side has a distinct anti-establishment whiff about it, for sure, but more than that, it's about playing on the fears of immigrants coming over here, or even the fear of refugees, or the fear of hordes of brown people rocking up from the Middle East. UKIP's campaign poster, breaking point, in block red capitals. It's a photo of refugees in Slovenia last year. The text says, "The EU has failed us all. We must break free of the EU and take back control of our borders." The claim that we don't have control of our borders here in the UK is nonsense. Anyone who's ever travelled in and out of the country before understands this. We're not in the Schengen passport-free area. The UK didn't sign up to that agreement, although we do exchange info with countries who are part of the Schengen area. We cooperate, yeah. It's not just the anti-immigration rhetoric that's firing the engines of Brexit. There is this harking back, make Britain great again, jingoistic narrative, which appeals to many people in England, not just in the conservative elites, but among people at the lower end of the income scale. Me personally, I have no appetite for a return to the days of empire. Looking at the Union Jack flying in the wind fills me with no pride. Then again, looking at the EU flag, or any flag for that matter, doesn't fill me with pride. It's a flag. Yeah. It's not just economic considerations you should account for before casting your vote tomorrow. The European Union is a community of democracies. Whatever Europe has been in the past, and it's been a horrible place at one time or another, today it's a relatively peaceful place. Many European countries having a high standard of living. One might associate modern day Europe with a true respect for human rights. Other parts of the world, not so much. There's a reason why people want to come and live in Europe. And as we've seen, desperate people are willing to risk their very lives and the lives of their families to come here to escape the horror of war and tyranny. From the look of most of the recent polls I've seen, this vote could go either way. If Leave wins, I wouldn't be surprised. It could go that way. I encourage you to vote Remain, though. Yeah, try and look at the bigger picture. Take the broadest perspective. But it's your choice, of course. So, let's see what happens. See you next time, folks. Peace.